After our wedding, we traveled to St. Petersburg for our honeymoon, arriving during the white nights, that magical time when the evenings never quite feel like night and the city seems to glow long after the sun has dipped below the horizon. One morning, I suggested we visit the military museum near the fortress. It felt like the sort of place you should see, a glimpse into history while we were there. We took what felt like half the metro system to get there, changing lines and emerging into unfamiliar streets, only to discover when we finally arrived that it was closed for renovation. For a moment we just stood there, slightly deflated, not quite sure what to do next. And then I noticed a helicopter flying low over the city. It wasn't high overhead, it seemed almost to be searching for somewhere to land. Nadia glanced up and said calmly, "That's a Mil-8 helicopter." We watched it descend, curiosity getting the better of us, and began following it through the streets until we found it sitting in a grassy open area. Up close, it was enormous, solid, purposeful, with that unmistakable Soviet practicality. Nadia spotted a small sign in Cyrillic advertising scenic flights. "Should we?" she asked. I didn't need much persuasion. "I've never flown in a helicopter," I said. "Never mind a Russian military one." She smiled and told me, almost casually, that her father had been a search and rescue pilot and that she'd flown many times as a child. We paid about $50 each and climbed aboard with a handful of other passengers. Inside, the helicopter felt rugged and real, not designed for comfort, but for doing a job. The engine started with a low hum that grew steadily louder as the rotors gathered speed, until the whole aircraft vibrated with a deep mechanical energy. Whoop, 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 whoop. We lifted straight up, the ground gently falling away beneath us, then pitched forward and began moving across the city. From above, St. Petersburg revealed itself in a way you can never quite appreciate from the streets. The canals traced silver paths through the city, crossing beneath countless bridges, and then we saw the Church of the Savior on spilled blood, its colorful domes shining brightly, looking absolutely spectacular from the air. For a moment, everything felt still. Then, just as we were settling into the flight, the pilot decided to have a little fun. The helicopter climbed sharply, almost vertically. You know that feeling when you crest a hill in a car and your stomach seems to float? This was that 10 times stronger. It was exhilarating, slightly terrifying, and completely unforgettable. Nadia, of course, looked perfectly at ease. By the time we landed, I had completely forgotten about the museum. Back at the hotel, Nadia went upstairs to get ready for the evening. "I'll join you in a minute," I said. "I just need a pint." Outside, the hotel had a small terrace at street level, a handful of tables where you could sit and watch the world drift by. My beer arrived, and I settled into that quiet contentment that sometimes follows a day of unexpected adventure. After a little while, a woman approached and asked, "Are these tables occupied?" I gestured toward the empty ones and said, "No, go ahead," assuming she would choose one of them. Instead, she sat down right beside me, not opposite, not at another table, right next to me, as though we already knew each other. She asked, "Are you English?" "Yes," I said. "Are you staying at this hotel?" I nodded, expecting casual conversation. Then she asked, with a small smile, "Will you buy me a drink?" And in that moment, I realized. I smiled politely. "I would love to," I said, "but my wife will be down shortly. She's Russian too, and we're going out for a meal." She laughed warmly. "Well," she said, "you two have a lovely evening." And with that she stood up and walked away, disappearing back into the gentle rhythm of the street. Not long after, Nadia came down, and we set off for dinner, still talking about the helicopter, the view over the canals, and how the day had unfolded in ways we could never have planned. It was one of those days that reminds you that travel isn't just about the places you intend to see. Sometimes it's about the moments that find you instead.